Hi, my name is Hayden Kendall. I am your music director for WVCW here at Madame Oddities, all the way in Fredericksburg, Virginia. We're outside of Richmond for the very first time, at least my time doing these interviews, and we're here with the incredible, lovely Saoirse Dream. How are you today?
Howdy, doing well. Glad to be here. I've never been to Virginia before. This is neat.
I know, your first time on the East Coast properly, outside of like Philly and whatnot, right?
Yeah, I've been to the East Coast, which is to say New York and Philadelphia, you know, and I mean, I was just coming down, but now I'm really in it. This is the real shit.
And Atlanta too, right? Yeah, you can swear. Say whatever you
fuck
want.
yeah. Fuck. No, yeah, I've been to Atlanta once before. I did a short tour last year. But I just kind of like flew places, and we're really driving through. I went to Waffle House for the first time.
We were going to go to Waffle House after the show.
That's excellent.
We're like so hungry. We haven't eaten anything today, and we're like, Waffle House. So anyways, getting into, let me just start with a silly question, I guess. I always like to ask this. While you've been on tour so far, have you been listening to anything good? Anything new?
No, I've been listening to exclusively bad music. That's not true. I've actually been really getting into this band from Nova Scotia called I Dialed Your Number. It's like this like halfway between bedroom pop and screamo act, which I mean is probably just emo. But they're pretty incredible. They released an album today. I haven't listened to that yet, but I listened to their prior album Hourglass, and I really like it. Yeah. I've been really stoked on screamo lately.
I had a question about that. On your Twitter not too long ago, you joked about, you joked about possibly getting into screamo, putting that on your next project. Could we be seeing that in the near future? What does that like mean for you? Are there any other genres that you've been wanting to dabble in just a little bit?
Oh, well, it's hardly a joke. It's just the truth. Mm-hmm. It's just the truth of my reality. No, I've always really loved emo. I don't know. I feel like I kind of came up listening to a lot of emo music, which is like how I got involved in DIY as a whole, which is how this all developed for me. But yeah, I fucking love screamo. I'm like, I don't know how to scream, so. I think I said, if I'm remembering correctly, I think I said in this tweet that I want to start a screamo band where I don't scream and I make someone else do it. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Who would you get to do that?
Oh God. I mean, there's so many people that can scream really, really well.
Really well.
It's a tough queue, but I mean, I've got some strong contenders. My friend Jasmine of the emo chiptune band Exciting Excellent.
I love Exciting Excellent.
They are
wonderful band.
Excellent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Jazz is a Portland native, as I am. Mm-hmm. I feel like that would be a good place to start. Oh, testing. Ultimately, whoever can scream consistently, I'll have a battle where I'll make people just like extend a scream for me, and then whoever can hold it the longest gets to be in the band.
Start screaming. Be prepared for it. There's gonna be a lot to edit around. We'll get it though. It's a fun look. So anyways, yeah, speaking of like screamo or other more emo type genres, your latest album, you dabbled a lot with obviously hyperpop, more indie pop, sprinkled a little bit of Midwestern emo in there, which I personally really liked. What does it take to like put all those together for you? What about those genres do you just combine together, brought it together and just made it special for you?
That's an interesting question. I guess for me personally, it's just kind of happens without a second thought. I don't know, like it's all of these influences I really fuck with, that sorry, I got distracted.
No, you're okay.
I'm like,
we should be good.
Oh yeah, it's really not coming up very well. Okay, we should be fine.
Gain is all up. Do you speak?
Ruff. Listen, you said speak. You said speak. Keep that one in. Sell that to the highest bidder. Just kidding. Sell that to any trans woman from Portland. I'm being so for real. Anyway, I've never been to Richmond.
You should come to Richmond. I was surprised that you didn't come to Richmond and it's Fredericksburg instead. That's more of where Virginia locals go.
We couldn't find anyone to book us there. But this is dope.
Richmond.
Come on.
What are we doing? That's diabolical. Anyways, if you know a good promoter or anything from Richmond, a good venue, reach out. Great artist. Anyways,
promoters, hit me up if you have a dingy basement. I love dingy basements.
You have so many dingy basements.
That's great.
What are we doing?
Kind of like my preferred place to play is like a dingy basement or kind of like a back room. Today we're doing a back room, which I'm pretty stoked on. Yeah. Okay. Do we want to run that question again?
Yeah, let's run the question again. So, as I said, you worked with multiple genres on this new project. Some that you've dabbled in the past, of course, like hyperpop, chiptune, indie pop, and especially like Midwest emo, like a little bit of sprinkle in there. What about those genres drew you in, especially combining them together as such a different sounds? Are there any major influences that brought that album together or anything in particular?
Major influences is a good cue. All around, good question. I don't know. I think these are all things that have inspired me in different ways for a long time that I've kind of kept separate. That I don't know. It really putting this project together. I just told myself I don't want to confine myself to any particular sound. I just kind of want to make what is exciting me right now and see where that goes. And it ended up in a place that has a surprisingly cohesive sound, which I wasn't really anticipating. But I don't know. I've been listening to obviously a lot of emo. I'm on my whole fucking scream and rant. But yeah, I'm like, I have feelings about the term Midwest emo. Yeah. I think most Midwest emo being made today doesn't come from the Midwest. You know what they're doing in the Midwest? They're making cyber grind.
That's what. Yeah, I've noticed that a couple times. Yeah,
that's all they're doing in the Midwest right now. This is such a fucking non sequitur. Hot take. I went to Toronto for the first time on tour. You don't even have to use this. I just want to say it. I went to Toronto for the first time on tour directly after playing in Chicago. Same city. It's the same thing. They're exactly the same. That's my hot take. They're exactly the same. So if you live in Toronto or Chicago, you're not so different. Really reach a hand across the aisle. This is my
be friends. Unity is the best thing we can do right now.
If there's anything we need right now, it's unity between Canada and America. Not like that.
Please.
Yeah, I mean, I have been listening to a lot of different shit, over the past few years, because this is like the longest break between making projects that I've ever taken, or I guess the longest time I've taken to put one together. So, I had phases where I was just really like listening to a lot of pop music, like Marina and the Diamonds, and like I guess it's just Marina now. And cuts like that, but also like I got really into this band Crying that rule severely, which they're like a alt like chiptune rock bands. They have emo roots, a lot of that. I mean, I don't know. I'm really inspired by Pinegrove. Not that I think you'd really be able to hear it outside of one song, but I've got the tattoos. I think my music taste isn't generally what people anticipate it to be. And the things that I say influence me aren't necessarily like these direct correlations with sound. Like I really like Wednesday rule. It's like the best band in the world. But if you listen to my music, you would not think Wednesday, but I was thinking about Wednesday.
I was wondering about your production a little bit, because one of the major things that I was like picking out while I was listening to the album, and I've listened to it a handful of times now, was the samples that you use. You have things from Adventure Time to Smosh to my favorite one for my favorite song of the album, Down in Flames. You open it with that one viral TikTok. It's like, my life fucking sucks.
I'm an artist from the middle of nowhere. I've never gotten lucky or had any overnight success because I refuse to sell my soul. My life is pretty boring, but I know my music is special. And one day my music videos are going to win a Grammy. I'm just still going on it.
The whole thing memorized. Incredible.
There's so much more of it.
I guess you have had to listen to it a couple times, probably.
My best friend, who I thought was my biggest fan, turned out to be my biggest hater. I don't need her though, because hopefully I have you. It's like, it's coming from it's meeting between the like emo and hyperpop traditions of sampling, sound clips, where like in a hyperpop song, when you sample a sound clip, it can be the same sound for both of these examples, right? But in a hyperpop song, when you sample it, it's like it's supposed to be funny. Yeah. But in an emo song, when you sample it, it's supposed to be like sad. Like we made this Bob's Burger quote sound so like introspective, like we're really deep, like there's so much like emotion in everything.
I noticed that a lot on like the Lich using Adventure Time. Yeah.
I mean that fucking clip from Adventure Time always guts me. It's just this like fucking eldritch creature very blankly and non-emotively, without really any desire outside of destruction, just kind of be like, I'm gonna kill everyone. Just like it's like there's no option. I'm just gonna do it. And I have way more power than you, so I'm gonna go kill everyone right now, and you can just chill. God, I love Adventure Time. Yeah, I mean, I think the sampling like that, I don't know. It's like trying to meet some of these songs in more of a lighthearted place, but also kind of play off the energy. Like, I'm trying not to take myself super seriously. I think Down in Flames is a song that lyrically can take itself pretty seriously. And I liked opening it with the "My Life Fucking Sucks" because I listened back to the lyrics and I was like, Jesus, I'm so self-serious and emo right now. Like, my life does not fucking suck. I'm fine. Like I'm not on TikTok anymore, but I made this one TikTok where I'm like, going over the part with the sample, and I'm like, my life fucking sucks. I'm an artist in the middle of nowhere, and I'm like taking videos in downtown Portland, like, because like I think making music on the internet can make you feel isolated in those ways. And if you're not in New York or Chicago or, God forbid, Los Angeles. Ooh. I was born there. I can talk shit about LA. Really? Everyone can talk shit about LA. God, I was it. LA sucks. Sorry, my drummer's from LA. I'm sorry, Cleo. You'll see this later. I'm sorry. It's just really bad there. You have to drive everywhere. I like taking the bus. I like taking the train, and those are bad in LA. This is for you, Cleo. You don't have to put this in the interview. This is just for Cleo. You have to send this to me so I can send it to Cleo.
It's a Richmond win. We have wonderful public transport in Richmond.
That's excellent. So now I gotta go.
Exactly.
I just want to go everywhere. I know. Like I don't know. There's no areas that I skipped playing in for any dislike of the region. Like. Maybe except like New Jersey. Sorry.
Why not New Jersey?
Doesn't interest me. I'm like, if you're in one half of New Jersey, come to New York. If you're in the other half, come to Philly. Just like, I don't want to stop there. It costs $1 million to go on the road.
Good God, yeah.
Like, I think we spent like $30 getting through New Jersey. It was crazy.
Jesus Christ. They are evil. But your samples, how do you like go about getting them together? Do you just like are watching random things and you're like, that'd be great to put in a song, or do you like catalog them for later? No, it's literally just stuff I like. I mean, sometimes I'll come across something and I'll be like, that would be funny, but usually I'm making a song and then I watch a video or like a TV show or some little clip and I'm like, I could use that. It's so spontaneous. If it feels like it clicks. I guess it's like something I built an ear for a long time ago when I was just like making music memes as a teenager. Like it's this kind of like YouTube poop sort of energy. It feels like a muscle that I have to flex, and I was like out of the game for a minute, but I'm getting back into it. When did you start making music properly? Like, what is the timeline there for you? I think your first album came out in 2021, or when did you start going through the process of everything and learning?
Well, Saoirse Dream started in 2019, but I started making music when I was 12 in GarageBand. So that would have been like 2012, 2013, I guess. In 2013 is when I got Logic Pro. As a wonderful Christmas gift from my mother. Thank you, Mom. And that catalyzed all of this. Like at first I was making at the time I was really fucking into deadmau5. Not that I'm not anymore, I'm just into other things too. But I was like into Dead Mouse and playing Minecraft. So naturally I wanted to like make house music. So I was making house music as a teenager without any regard of like it being played in a club, because that didn't mean anything to me. I wanted to be on Monster Cat. You know, that was my career goal as a tween and teen. But I mean, that like the through line to Saoirse Dream is completely direct, because a lot of the people that I met during that time are people that I still know today who are like in the broader hyperpop scene. Like Hannah Bliss, even like we were making dubstep together in 2013.
Yeah.
You know, like it's a teeny tiny world out there, and if you made EDM back then and you're trans now, you all know each other. Like, I don't want to out anyone else. But it's a surprising number of people who are like making future bass in 2015 that are like
circle.
Yeah. Oh, seriously. Yeah. Like a surprising number of people who are making future bass in 2015 are like notable in hyperpop now.
But speaking of, well, going into your more like recent projects, your latest album, I was wondering why is, you've had 3 albums before this. Why now is this your first album that you've done as a self-title? What brought that about? What was the reason behind that?
That's a good question. I think I was trying to figure out what I wanted from this project, and I don't know. I was very limited by my gear for a while. And I don't know, I like got really enamored with like hyperpop stuff. Basically, so the through line is I made electronic music, and then when I was like 17, I was having a big shoegaze phase, and I wanted to play keyboard in this dream pop band. So I like stopped making electronic music, and I was like a keyboardist in DIY bands, and then I played bass, and then I played guitar, and like that was all that I was doing. And then like as soon as hyperpop started to become something I was interested in 2019, when all of my friends are like, hey, we're like playing in Minecraft festivals right now. Like someone's like, Charlie XCX is on our Minecraft server right now. And I'm like, what the fuck?
I used to go to those back in the day as well.
Yeah.
Our old station manager did as well. That's how we connected together. That's so fun.
Okay. That's awesome. No, yeah. Throwback to Open Pit. Oh my God. the birthplace of 1000 Gex. No less, and that's why we're all here today. I don't know. It brought me back to this, community of electronic musicians that I hadn't been present in for a while, and I was like, I want to make some electronic music. I've been really enjoying pop music. I want to make some pop music. So I was doing that like on the side from my little like indie rock project that had some, like electronic elements, but it was pretty straightforward. And I actually put an album up from that era. It's on streaming. Not many people have listened to it because I didn't say anything about it. It's a treat. It's a free little treat. Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't really anticipating the like hyperpop or electronic stuff to like catch on with people. Because I was just doing it for fun, because I really got obsessed with writing pop songs, or just like song structure as a science. And I guess it translated well because people do really like that shit. And I was just fucking around and having fun, working shitty minimum wage jobs and coming home and recording about how I wanted to smoke weed and fuck your mom and eat a grenade or whatever. But it caught on, and I was like, okay, like, I guess I have a career in this, taking myself very seriously, as many 20-year-olds do. And it was, I don't know, it was fun, and I still like making music like that. I guess it wasn't, like, fulfilling from a songwriting or performance standpoint, because as soon as I started getting to play shows, I was like, well, I don't want to just stand on stage with a mic. Like, I want to play my guitar, because, like, I've spent all this time learning guitar and writing this indie music, and I'm like, I don't know where to put it. I just had all of these songs lying around that, excuse me, I had to burp. I had all these songs lying around that just didn't really fit into anything, and most of those didn't ever get finished. But I mean, that's kind of how my record Star happened, why it's, kind of word. Cool. No, you're all good. it's kind of how Star happened, because it's like half of these like pretty straightforward like hyperpop or digicore kind of pop songs, and then like indie rock, like electronic indie rock. Because I changed my mind about what I wanted to do halfway through the record, and I was like, okay, I can do kind of like an AV story on this. Anyway, point being, I didn't know what I wanted to be or who I was or what I wanted to say. And I think I finally found that with Saoirse Dream, with the self-titled. I don't know. I also wasn't like, for the first time in a long time, I wasn't holding myself back from writing very like confessional music. That was, I don't know. I was so afraid of bearing my soul, like the most direct I would get in my music are these like vague allusions to experiences I might have had in my life. But my self-titled, a lot of times I was like, wow, I'm really putting it out on the table. Like, if kind of like, this is just what I've been up to, and I also had this impulse for a while that, man, the internet poisons your brain. I had this impulse for a while that like I didn't want to be defined as a trans musician, and I was like, I just want to be a musician in my own right, and I'm trans. But I've 180'd on that entirely. Like, I am very, very proud to be trans, and it is a big part of my life, and it is something that I want to champion. Sweet drums.
It should still be good.
Yeah, it's not fair.
Right next to you.
That's excellent. Cool. I just got distracted. I have ADHD. Shocker. I make hyperpop and I have ADHD.
Whoa.
I know. Yeah, I don't know. I decided I wanted to say something about being trans, and I started writing these songs that were about trans experience. And I had done that before, and people had really liked them. And I guess I always felt this kind of like, I don't know, this like weird bitterness, because I don't know. I was kind of resisting it. But I really don't feel that way anymore, because I started playing shows and seeing all of these like cool younger trans people coming to my shows. And I was like, oh, fuck, like this is actually super important. Like just the other day we were playing in Providence, and it was our first all ages show of tour. And like all of these like trans teens with their parents came. And I was like sitting in the back of the venue talking to someone's mom. And we just had this like really wonderful conversation about like, I don't know, the state of transness in America right now. And I was like, oh yeah, this like, I was right. Like, this is why I'm doing this, because this is fucking awesome. And I want to put this energy back. Like, I want to be fucking genuine, and I want to do what I want to do. I don't want to like compromise myself for some sort of like artistic consistency, and I want to I don't know. I want to be a gay T word, like that is who I am. And that's like central to a lot of my experiences.
This album, at least the way I've like experienced it, it really just does feel like you're coming into yourself a lot more. Like whether that's through transition or through yourself musically, you're finding yourself along the way. And I thought that was very beautiful. Was that like a process that you were going through doing it? Like, do you like, I'm trying to understand myself better or my music better? Like, what was your thought process while creating this album?
Yeah, I guess it was a process of re-understanding myself, because I spent a lot of the time making the two albums that came before it, really repressing myself, because I was like, I don't know, just like ashamed of having weird, messy feelings. And I was like, I want to write songs that are like emotionally balanced, that tell the story fairly, and I'm like, that's not how you write a fucking song. So I listened back to them and they fucking bore me. Because I'm like, what was I even talking about? It's like so drenched in these like layers of metaphor and irony that I don't know. I don't disavow my old music, but I think I caught something a lot more interesting by being genuine. I think I had like a coming of adulthood with transness, because I transitioned when I was 17. So like when I'm like 21, I'm like, yeah, I did it. I transitioned. I was very high femme, Like, I had the fucking, like, claws, you know, like, doing my makeup every day, going to work at Target. You can bleep that out, or you can keep it in. Fuck you, Target. I'm never working at you again. You were a terrible employer. You probably don't want to keep that in, huh?
We had Sister Wife Sex Strike on here, on my last interview. They said so much. They talked about... you can say whatever you want. We might just edit it out. You can talk about Target evilly. They're evil.
Yeah, I think the Target Corporation should die. I think everyone who works higher up there should... I think it's like a really evil corporation that... I mean, I don't know. They just like repealed all of their like DEI policies like on a fucking whim because public opinion shifted slightly in the other direction. Like, they have never ever been for anybody, and they always postured as if they were for, you know, like queer people. It was like a safe place to work for queer people. But I don't know. I worked at Target for like 2.5 years, and most of my managers never uttered a single she, her at me. It was like, you know, the Portland version of misgendering, which is just they would they me constantly.
That's fucked. I'm so sorry.
It was brutal.
That's really fucked up.
Yeah. It was a bummer ass job, but I would have worked there forever if my store hadn't fucking closed.
Ooh.
So that's why
Maybe for the best.
That is exactly why I'm here, because they closed and they had to pay me for 3 months, and I was like, I guess I'll finish this record.
Nice.
And then I didn't, but I worked on it a lot. Where were we?
Honestly, I got ADHD.
I think that's fine. That's fine. I don't know. The new record means a lot to me.
Yeah.
I think it's like, I want it to be a starting point. And like the things that came before it are little trial runs, little adventures into just like parts of, you know, things that I enjoy. Like not just Star and everything, but even like Let the Sky In and like my older stuff that's kind of floating around out there that's all indie rock. Like, these are all pieces that are going into the thing that I'm like actually doing now. Which is previously undefinable, but now we're calling it Wizard Sleaze.
That was actually going to lead into my next question. What is Wizard Sleaze? I see you talk about it everywhere. What is the definition? How do you describe that to me?
Wizard Sleaze is a budding microgenre and subculture that is currently still a little bit indefinable. I don't even know if that's a word, but we're working on it. We're making a This Is Wizard Sleaze playlist. Really, it's just like there's been a lot of talk of like hyper rock, you know, but I think it's this particular kind of like grimy sort of DIY edge to glittery poppy electronic music that also, you know, has this like deep love for very magical aesthetics. Like, obviously I have a cape in my car. I had a cape made for this.
What? Why don't you have it on you? That's great.
We can put up a picture here. I'll send you all a good one.
That's a note to editing me. Put that in.
Yeah, but get that in there. I don't know. It just sort of came to us in the car on our last tour. Me and Cleo were just like chatting about the aesthetics, and it's this like fantasy urbanism, I guess, where my thesis statement for my record when we were just like trying to pitch it was like, I feel like I'm a wizard who lives in a metropolitan city, but all of my friends are just like normal people with regular ass jobs, and I just like cast spells and make potions all day. And you know, at the end of the day, my roommates will be like, oh yeah, it was like a tough day at work. You know, I had a lot to do. And my roommates will be like, it was a tough day at work, you know, like, oh, this customer is so rough. Like it sucked. And I'm just like sitting there like unemployed, like, I made some music. Like I was casting spells. Like, it was really hard for me too.
It's a tough day. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, we had a little issue with the camera, but we're back now. And we are actually we are so back Richmond and Fredericksburg. But yeah, we're going to wrap this up now because doors are opening. I want to thank you so much for coming by. Yeah, do you have any final messages or anything you would like to leave with the audience?
Yeah, stream Saoirse Dream or buy it. There might be CDs left. I don't know. Honestly, if there's anything I can leave y'all with, it's go to local shows. I know that a lot of people that listen to my music, I've been hearing this a lot on tour, don't really go to a lot of shows. There's like probably a local scene where you live, unless you're in a town that has like less than 5,000 people in it. There's definitely a local DIY scene where you live. You should like go to shows. It'll make your life so much better. And even if it's not your thing, you'll meet people there and you can like play Dungeons and Dragons with them. Like, I think that's a really important thing to do as a young queer person, is to like find your community in real life, because the internet, there's something to it. People are on it. The internet sucks. My life has gotten so much better since I have started reinvesting my time into my physical space.
That's true. The internet is horrible. Well, thank you so much for doing this. I really appreciate it. You've been wonderful. You answered the questions incredibly.
Yeah, you did a perfect score.
You did 100%. Golden star. Little sticker right on the edge of the paper.
I didn't even need to go to college. This is perfect.
All right. Well, thank you so much for tuning in. This has been WVCW. You have a wonderful rest of your day, and don't be afraid to face your fears. Bye.
Awesome. Yay. Cool. Yay. Thanks, y'all.